In the early morning hours of July 5th, NYPD detective Miosotis Familia was sitting in the front seat of a mobile command unit in the Bronx when an ex-con walked up and opened fire, killing the mother of three. Since her murder, the department has begun installing bullet-resistant windows in its police vehicles. But two veteran cops working at a police department in Snohomish County feel more needs to be done to protect officers like Detective Familia and the 23 others ambushed and killed since 2013.
It's unacceptable for an officer to be ambushed while they're sitting in their car doing their job.
Doug Compton has worked graveyard patrol off and on for 27 years. He's tired of seeing officers die in the line of duty. So Compton founded Police Defense to develop high-tech solutions to protect officers from ambush attacks.
It happens frequently where people will run up on our car, and it's very, very startling, especially at 3 in the morning when you're in a dark parking lot.
The result is Fighting Chance, a visual and audible alarm warning when someone is approaching their vehicle.
This is a sensor array. And its objective is to sense motion predominantly.
The device mounts on top of the light bar. Brad Sturgill is the engineer designing the system and software.
We have other devices that would mount inside the light bar as a replaceable component to an existing light.
Think of it as a virtual fence.
These are the sensors.
It can be set to warn officers from as far away as 100 feet or as close as 40. When someone approaches the vehicle, the yellow bar on the officer's computer screen alerts them to the direction of the movement and activates the lights. Sergeant David Machado has been working the streets for the past 28 years.
That in and of itself is beneficial because the person now knows that the officer knows that they've been sensed.
Officers call it enhanced situational awareness on a very broad scale, giving them time to craft a response. Fighting Chance can even use artificial intelligence to determine the intent of the individual. Tagging them as just a citizen asking a question.
Excuse me, can you tell me where the QFC is?
Or someone with a darker purpose.
The people that are trying to do something bad, they're going to get notified that they've been identified. So they may walk away so maybe they don't get hurt.
Since the patrol car is essentially a very vulnerable office, it's common for police to be hyper-focused as they fill out reports.
I think ambushes are in the back of my mind all the time because they've almost become vogue.
But now the team trying to keep officers safe needs some help of their own in the form of funding. What you're seeing is a prototype. Plans are underway to manufacture the product.
There's a huge market that's going to exist as a result of all this. Police, military, private security.
For example, they're working to link multiple cars to create a wider coverage area during tactical situations, and they hope an investor will see the potential.
Every chief or department I've talked to quietly says, when can we get our hands on it?
Retired Seattle detective Merle Carner has been to his share of law enforcement funerals. He believes Fighting Chance will immediately make a difference.
It's not only just the officers, it's the families, it's the department, it's grief that could have been prevented if we had technology like Fighting Chance.
Solutions to give officers the seconds they need.
A female police officer attacked out of nowhere.
The warning of a potential threat.
She was sitting in the vehicle, and he came up and fired around into the vehicle.
The time to react.
When I see fellow officers dying and nobody taking a real active step to make it safer for them, I feel I'm obligated to make it safer for them so they can go home at the end of their shift and hug their loved ones and hug their children. It comes down to giving an officer a fighting chance.